Friday, May 10th, 2024, and it's a whole day of hot topics on The View. They started by talking about the Trump trial, um, which apparently Sunny attended yesterday, which is weird because she was on the show yesterday, which I assume was live. And a lot of Stormy's testimony was in the morning, so like there's a couple hours she had to have missed. But anyway, uh, cute to have a little bit of insight from her, specifically on how orange Donald Trump is. I'm surprised she said she's never seen him in person because I've seen him several times in person, a long time ago, pre-apprentice days, and he was gross then. He is very tall though. Ill-fitting suits. A man is like he's never worn a well-fit suit, a well-tailored suit. Um, yeah, anyway, so talking about the trial so far, and Amy Farrah Griffin is so fucking dumb. She's like, I think they've proven this part, but they haven't proven the other part. The trial's not fucking over. Like, what? No, they haven't proven the whole thing because they haven't finished their case. It's like when people say, if the election were held today, fuck off. The election is not being held today. We know it's not being held today. There are 6 more months of campaigning to do. People have strategies and they roll them out over time. That's how a court case works. They have to set up, all of the points they're going to make and all of the things that they're trying to prove. So shut up, Alyssa. I, ugh. Didn't she have the nerve later to say during the talk about ghosts that she was intuitive? Maybe she can read energies, but she certainly can't come to logical conclusions on her own without things being laid out right in front of her. She's just like, ugh, ugh. And I don't believe that you were cool in your 20s. I think you've always kind of been a dork and a little bit of a people pleaser. Um, but I think the same thing about uh, Sarah, and yet, Sarah would probably be fun to hang out with. Um, Emil Farrah Griffin is like, there was too salacious with Stormy Daniels. You fucking prude. Like, duh. And thank God, Sonny's there to explain shit to her. It's like, this is what you have to do. He's denying that it ever happened. They have to prove that well, they don't have to prove. They have to demonstrate that this woman has enough detail and memory of the event that it actually happened and let the jury decide. And I said this a long time ago when they were doing jury selection. There's a bunch of attorneys, lawyers on that jury, which is very good news for the prosecution because they understand what the process is. They will scrutinize whether or not they're making this connection between the payment and whether it's campaign finance fraud or some sort of business fraud. I'm still very confused about what the financial fraud is supposed to be. But this whole idea that he was trying to hide it from Melania is just stupid. Um, yeah, and it's going on now. They're doing the boring parts. They're doing the paper trail, setting up the sort of chain of command or chain of custody of the checks, who the conversations were with, and apparently Michael Cohen's going to testify on Monday. That should be a shit show. I understand he has audio recordings that are going to be introduced, so I hope those are some smoking guns because that would be a delight to have something like with Donald Trump saying the words, this is to repay you for Stormy on some phone call would be just lovely. I doubt it exists, but wouldn't that be nice? And yeah, put his ass in jail. you know, there won't be a gag order on him. Can you tweet from jail? I'm sorry, can you truth from jail? I don't know. I've said this before, I'll say it again. It's just gonna be a long fucking year. But in the short term, Happy birthday to all the moms this weekend.